Ken, to those of us who looked at last week's team and looked at the boys who got out there, there's 3 blokes that perhaps weren't out there. Enlighten us as to some changes.
Yeah, we will have some changes. Obviously, Jonas is one that I mentioned last night that he's got a little bit of a hamstring issue, so he won't play. So Jack Homsch will come in and fill the spot for him, and we've made a couple of changes at the other end of the ground with Need and Watts going out for Marshall and Thomas to come in. And their form's been really strong, so obviously there comes a point where great form, we like to reward the winning team. Everyone knows that about me, but there's a point where you need to also reward the form underneath.
I was going to say they were unforced changes for those 2 going out.
Yep. Yep.
What do you say, Wattsy?
Oh no,
had Watts spoken about him and
no, there's no player is any different. You've got to come in and play your role as well as you can. But obviously everyone knows Todd Marshall's quite an exciting young player. He's had some unfortunate stuff to deal with, personal tragedies. But as soon as he was available, we're going to want him back in the side. Now that you can't fit everyone in, it's as simple as that.
Did Jack expect it, perhaps?
Oh no, Jack knows his form hasn't been at the level he would like it to be, and he understands the reasons for it.
Would it have been different if the weather had been fine? Would you prepared to go one more time with him? With that sort of attack?
I think it just came down to because Marshall and Watts are not dissimilar. Marshall's at 197, Watts is tall, so I think we're probably a bit more worried about having the extra tall. Yes, perhaps for tomorrow night, but I think it's the balance for the going forward too. We still want Jack part of our side. We brought Jack here for that reason to help us, and he'll still help us a lot.
So how does he address that in terms of getting back on the side? What role do you play?
He just a little freedom. He goes back and plays well. That's really important. If you play well, you find a way back in. That's no different to any player, and that's what Lindsay's done. If we look at Lindsay's case in isolation too. He had an unfortunate incident where he got suspended for a period of time, but he's 3 weeks back at Sanford level have been irresistibly good.
Has he earned the trust back from the group? I remember at the time with that bump there was a degree that he's going to have to earn the trust back. It seems like he has done that.
Oh no, he's been outstanding in that whole period of time he's been out. He's trained incredibly hard. He's worked really hard to make himself even physically better than he was. He's played the right way. He's helped guide young players in the sample, and he deserves an opportunity. And the boys, I actually say the boys are quite excited for Lindsay to see him work so hard and get back into it as another opportunity, because there's some. Lindsay knows where he's at. His career's not at the start, is it? It's getting closer to the end. So the challenge for him is to make the most of every moment he has.
So he knows he can't afford to possibly fall into another incident like that, given he's towards the tail end side of things. He can't afford to probably.
Yeah, Lindsay knows that. He's a smart enough person. He knows where he's at with his football.
Can Todd Marshall, as you say, it is an unfortunate and extraordinary set of circumstances gone through the year. How have you handled him? How do you think you have to handle him for a return to the AFL?
Oh no, Toddy's he's excited about the opportunity to get back. I know he would be quite proud about the fact that he's able to get back into the AFL side quickly. I know his parents would be incredibly proud. I know his family would be incredibly proud that he's been able to show such great strength and to work through this at such a young age. It's a terrible situation, but he's out there to help his family and make them smile. I think that's really important.
What does it say about the nature of footy clubs that you can be, lack of a better word, his family?
Yeah, we are. We're his standing family. We are that for all the boys here, pretty much. Particularly all the interstate boys. We are standing families, and we love the thought that we actually do fill that role. But when you don't want to be the standing family forever. In Todd's case, we're a little bit more of that.
Pride in the way your group reacts to this sort of circumstance? Yeah,
we're an incredible club. Look, I think every club is. I think we've seen it again this week, didn't we, with what the football community is like in wonderful places when unfortunate tragedy strikes.
Just on Tom Jonas, he's such a key part of that backline. Do you feel as though the team's better equipped this year to play games without him, given, Dougal Howard and the rest of the backline there improving?
Yeah, we hope. That's what we hope. When we played a big final at the end of last year without Tommy, and we lost it in extra time. So we're more than capable of holding up without Tommy. Tommy's an incredibly important piece of our back six. We understand that. He'll be in as soon as he's ready. But, the young blokes that have been down there, and Jack Homsch gets another opportunity, they'll be really strong. They'll work really hard and great together, I think.
What did Jack Kennedy do in the first and just continue to play?
Yeah, he had some awareness. It wasn't. Clearly, it wasn't that bad that he couldn't. And you watch Tommy play, you wouldn't have probably picked up on it. But even I didn't. At the end of the game, we didn't. It was only later in the next day or so that we started to realise that Tommy's a bit aware of his hamstring. He had some awareness, but he didn't think he'd done it. But clearly he's done some little damage. Hopefully, it's only a short-term thing. But with any hamstring, you're 1 to 3 weeks away. Hopefully for us, it's only 1 week.
He wasn't carrying anything into that last week.
No, he'd had some issues, but it's 12 games into a football season. He's going to be a bit banged up at times, and the way he plays.
Can you play a team that's probably just now playing for pride, which is considerably dangerous at times? How do you expect your group to handle, particularly when they're coming off a big win against Richmond?
Yeah, I'm really more worried about the way we play, I've got to say. And the Bulldogs will come in. They've been able to cause problems for other sides. They've been only not that far back a premiership team. They'll be desperate to do well. The conditions are going to make it a real slog. So you're going to have to be the hardest working team and the strongest team in the competition tomorrow night, because it's going to be pretty challenging. For us, it's about what we do. It always is so, Rich. It's not just about the Bulldogs or any team we play. It's always about the way we want to perform, and we want to see some unconditional effort.
So is that address now that contested issue, particularly when you've got Wines and Powell doing their work to set that example? Yeah,
we've had a strong month. That's all. That's all you can go by is what we've been producing, and we've been really strong in that space. But we're going to get one of the big challenges coming now with the team that's really strong in that space as well. And we know that, we expect that, and we look forward to that.
How should the conditions influence the way you want the team to play?
There'll be a bit. There'll be a bit. There has to be. I mean, it's common sense. If the predicted weather comes, it's going to be, both teams are going to sit there and say it's going to be a territory game, and we're going to try and just slam the ball forward as best we can. Now, normally we'd like to use the ball with a little bit more composure, but if the conditions are what they are, we'll embrace the opportunity to play tough, strong football and push it forward.
How do you make sure your players come with the same intensity? It's easy to get up and play the reigning premiers, I imagine. Less easy to get up for the Dogs. How do you make sure they bring the same?
I simply say they're professional sportsmen. They should come with an attitude that they want to win every week they play, and they do. Some days they get it better than others. I'm really confident that this group will turn up at the moment with the right attack on the game, and if we don't, we've seen Bulldogs' first quarters over the last little period of time. They've been exceptional. We need to be right up with them and ready to go.
Ken, with Marshall, Thomas and Holmes, was there any concern about the 5-day turnaround from the Sanford game on the weekend, or was it just a matter of managing their time during that game?
Certainly is. There's certainly some concern because the ideal draw is not that, but we work with it and we understand it. But their form's been really good. We played Jasper last week off a similar break. He coped with it really well. I think you can do it once or twice. I don't think it's something you'd obviously want to be doing for 22 weeks in a row, but once or twice, they can get through it.
I suppose on that, are you a fan of Thursday night football, or is it something you'd like to see extended or continued next season? Yeah,
we love the opportunity to showcase our football club, and that's what we want tomorrow night. We want all our fans to get along in a pretty, coolish sort of night it's going to be. But we've got a great cause to come along. We want to be a part of the showcasing a great game, so our fans need to get here tomorrow night and represent the club that way too. And with Neil coming along and the beanies, 3,000 beanies on sale tomorrow night, let's make sure that we're here in big numbers. Port Adelaide people get here early.
Obviously, it does give you national exposure, but in terms of, I suppose, there are some unique challenges from a football department perspective to have Thursday nights.
Yeah, well, some of the challenges is your feeder team, and us for the Magpies at Sanford level, that becomes one of our biggest challenges because you're working in different breaks. But we give them the opportunities to play Thursday and Friday night, we'll be very happy. So that means you're playing pretty good footy.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but did we see Burjo out on track this one?
You did see the great man, yes. He was back out there. He's over with a couple of great people from Arsenal, and their assistant managers here, Steve, and they're the head of IT. So we've got some great intel coming back into our football club because of a relationship we have with one long term with Darren, but now with the Arsenal Football Club.
How's he been working with the club? I know there was some talk that he'd have kind of informal role or almost like a part-time kind of role when he left. Has there been much communication between you and Burjo?
No, we use his expertise because Darren's a friend. It's not because of any formal agreement, because he's now got a significant job that he's carrying out himself over there at Arsenal. So we get an opportunity with great friendships and great knowledge that we can talk to Darren, and we do talk to Darren regularly. I certainly talk to Burjo regularly, and I'm sure all our other people do as well. So it's a great benefit for us. I said when he first, we're really proud of the fact that he's at such a big organisation in world sport, but we still get a great opportunity to touch base.
Is that Steve Bolt? Is he?
It is, yeah. It is Steve. And
You got
300-odd game player and great player, so.
That's all, just a big Arsenal fan.
Last couple of goals.
Rocky went to Tom Mitchell in the second half a couple of weeks ago. What do you do about Jack and Brad?
Oh no, we like we did last week. You know, we work to the game and try and play to our strengths first and foremost. If we need to make some adjustments, we're flexible enough to make those adjustments. And our midfield has an accountability about them that I really like. It doesn't matter, you know, which team we play. They understand they have some, effort to put on pressure to the opposition players, best players, and not only their best players, to all their players, because someone always gets you.
Well, at the end of the night, what questions do you want answered, or not want us asking you again about consistency or your ability to come up for different games?
I don't think that's going to be ever a blanket. You can't close the door on any of that stuff, because I think your job is to continually ask questions, whether they're good or bad, you know, based on week-to-week results. That's what will happen, and this competition will create different results week in, week out. We'd like to think that we've been pretty consistent. The thing I'd like to answer to get the most out of tomorrow night's game is to be sitting 8-4. That's all I'm worried about.
In the next month, we see, I think, play 4 bottom 10 sides.
We won't fall into that though. We won't fall into that conversation of where they are on the ladder, because we just see it happen too often. We just got to make sure we win every game that's available to us.
And what about taking on Jackson Trenko for tomorrow? Obviously, Brad Adelaide, he played 7 or 8 seasons, over 150 games. A few mixed emotions given him.
Yeah, there is actually for Jacko, because Jacko's one of the people who, as a coach, I had a great relationship with. You know, you do it with all your players, but Jacko and myself certainly had a really tight relationship, along with Jarman, and him and Jarman were great mates too as well. So yeah, it's a little mix, but Jacko and his family are now moving on and getting on with their life in Melbourne, and they've got little 3 kids running around everywhere, so he's pretty busy, and just hope he's thinking about the kids tomorrow night, not us.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Ta.